She was very charming, answered every question, and of course the most important thing is, what does she want for her political future? Well, here is the big question. Do you ever want to be president of the United States?
That certainly isn't on my radar screen right now, but when you consider some of the ordinary turning into extraordinary events that have happened in my life, I am not one to predict what will happen in a few years. My ambition, if you will, my desire is to help our country in whatever role that may be, and I cannot predict what that will be, what doors would be open in the year 2012.
Will you play a major role?
If people will have me, I will.
To many, you are a possible presidential candidate. Steve Schmidt, McCain's campaign's senior advisor, has said publicly, and I quote, "She would not be a winning candidate, and if she was, the result would be catastrophic."
Sounds like Steve Schmidt. I guess I really disappointed him, and he's the one who was in charge of that vetting, is what I was told. So, you know, that everybody's entitled to their opinion, though. I know truth, and I'm fine with who I am and where I am.
One way you could have enormous influence is, of course, to have a talk show.
I'd probably rather write than talk.
Have you been offered your own talk show?
There have been lots and lots of offers in these last couple of months, especially coming our way. Some bizarre things, some funny things, reality shows.
You say no to that?
Nah, absolutely not. I would never. I would not ever want to put my kids through such a thing. Shoot, our life has become kind of a reality show.
Whether she joins the media or not, Palin, who was mercilessly lampooned during and after the campaign, will forever be associated with Tina Fey's iconic portrayal of her on Saturday Night Live. Did her impersonation of you harm you?
First off, I just want to say how excited I am to be in front of both the liberal elite media as well as the liberal regular media.
I think that there was a blurred line there between what Tina Fey was parodying and saying and what I ever said. Let's take, for instance, she saying, "I can see Russia from my house," pretending that she was me.
And I can see Russia from my house.
Well, of course, I've never said that, and yet the line was blurred, and I think people, because it was repeated so often, perhaps believed that I had said such a thing. I think she was funny, though, and I think she was very talented and spot on.
At the time, what Palin did say to Charles Gibson was that there is an island in Alaska where one can see Russia, and that this strategic proximity was part of her foreign policy experience. Her response to that question came back to haunt her again in an interview with Katie Couric, as did Couric's question about what she reads.
What one specifically, I'm curious that you...
Why didn't you answer it?
Unfortunately, I was wearing my annoyance on my sleeve, and I shouldn't have done that, because it seemed to me that she was asking, do you read? How up there in Alaska, in this kind of nomadic Neanderthal atmosphere that you live in, how are you connected to the world? When I had just done an op-ed, for instance, in her hometown newspaper, the New York Times, I had just been interviewed by all those national media outlets, and that surprised me that she hadn't done that homework. Very unprofessional of me, though. My fault, my bad, that I answered the way that I answered, and that was kind of with that proverbial roll of the eyes, like, are you kidding me? Are you really asking me that?
But the result of that interview, which Palin says was unfairly edited, was that she was considered unqualified to be vice president. Palin says in her book this impression was reinforced by deliberate leaks to the press by some anonymous members of John McCain's staff. Towards the end of the campaign, the press reports quoted unnamed McCain aides calling you a diva, you know this, a whack job, a narcissist. Why do you think these people were trying to destroy your reputation?
For some people, this is a business. And if failure in this business was going to reflect poorly on them, they had to kind of pack their own parachutes and protect themselves and their reputation so they wouldn't be blamed. I'll take the blame, though, because I know at the end of the day what the truth is, and if it makes them feel better to be able to say she's the one who caused the downfall because she had a lousy interview one day, then so be it.
You know, Governor, it has been said, though, that no candidate was picked on and made fun of as much as you were.
Oh, there's so much bull crap out there about my family, about my record, about my state, and it really hurts when I hear the negativity about the state of Alaska and, of course, my family. So a lot of bull.
It's still going on, this kind of ridicule. David Letterman, who is not your best friend, here is the latest.
That brings us to a little segment we call Things More Fun Than Reading the Sarah Palin Memoir. Things more fun than reading. Here, take a look. Watch this.
Number 14, driving into a tree.
Can you just shrug this kind of thing off?
Well, I can, because those aren't even funny.
Would you like to go on the David Letterman show?
I don't think that I'd want to boost his ratings. I do want him to sell my book, though, so I hope he keeps it up.
Yeah, I know.
Smart girl.
She is.
Will help sell her book.
Going rogue, and she was very critical. She was very critical of McCain aides. What has been their reaction?
Well, she says that they muzzled her. They wouldn't let Palin be Palin. They say her book is total fiction.
You spent some time with her. She has had a tumultuous couple of years, up and down, up and down, up and down. How did you find her, Barbara?
Very confident, very appealing, whether you agree with her or not. And when she says bullcrap, I went, what? You know. But as she says, she tells it like it is, and I think that's what made her to so many people, and the people who do like her, makes her so popular.
Yeah, she has been through a lot and has handled it.